Welcome. Here we are again for episode 2 of the best thing on the internet at the moment.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm. I really like your glasses.
Oh, they're actually a birthday present. They, I thought they were a bit arbitrary, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why I got these specifically, these servo sunnies for my birthday, but I can't really see properly out of them. They're not really optically correct. It's almost like one eye is like there and one eye is here.
I want to try them on.
Okay. So now I'm trying to adjust back to normal again.
These suit me.
Oh, you can wear them for the
Yes.
episode. Actually, because of the colour, the silver and the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it helps my eyes.
You sure you can see properly through them, or is it annoying?
No, but I think they look really...
Well, as long as you look good. It's
Stand.
not about the function.
No, it's all about fashion.
That's right. Okay, so today, annoying things that people do, right? So in our episodes, yeah, we tend to have a theme of looking up Dr. Google. Well, it's not really Dr. Google, but we look up Google and we, look for things to use. So for this one, it will be asking the other person their opinion on how annoying these things are. So if it's an annoying thing, how they would react, or what do you think an appropriate response is, or maybe like an appropriate punishment or an appropriate course of action responding to something annoying that someone will do in general. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll start by asking you, Storm. We didn't introduce ourselves again like last time. So I'm obviously Thor.
Yeah, and I'm Storm.
I'm going to ask you the first one.
Okay.
Using your phone while talking to someone. Okay, so think about it. Is it, what kind of reaction, what kind of, how does it make you feel first? Tell me about it, and then you tell me what you think should be done about it, hypothetically. So a little disclaimer. All the things that we say here, we don't mean literally. We're not going to, if we say anything crazy or, talk about violence or anything like that, it's not meant to be taken seriously. It's a joke, people. So it's a bit of a caveat, a bit of a disclaimer, a bit of a whatever. Okay, so using your phone while talking to someone, what do you think?
Yeah, I find it annoying, and I feel ignored, but at the same time I feel like I've done it before, just because it's like an important email comes through and I'm like, oh god,
You're a terrible person.
Yeah. So I don't...
Very disappointed.
Yeah, but I try to tell the other person, I'm like, hey, like I have to send this text message, or I have to...
No, that's fair. No, that's fair. So you're saying if you acknowledge the other person, and so they don't feel totally ignored.
Yeah.
And what do you think? But what do you think about if someone's doing it and they're just blatantly rude, talking to someone's trying to have a conversation with them, but they're just not acknowledging them, and they're just continuing to ignore the person. Like, well, what do you think is an appropriate thing that should be done to this person as as a response? Should it be like a verbal response, gestural, physical?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think?
I think a physical response of walking away, because...
It's very civil of you.
Yeah.
It's very civil of you, yeah. I was thinking something different, but...
Okay, do you want to give your...
What I think? I was thinking something along the lines of, slapping them, but...
Okay, what do you think is a appropriate response for someone not muting their background noise during a meeting, say on Zoom?
I have to be honest with you, I don't really have this kind of situation very often, but an appropriate response, or I would say you're a fucking dickhead and you should mute the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, because I can't do anything physical like assault them or anything like that, because it's like, it's through a screen. I can't kind of get to them if I got really pissed off. Not that I would do that anyway, but I'm just saying it's all hypothetical here, people, so it's not. What about wearing too much perfume or cologne?
Okay.
Kind of, I don't know. What do you think? What's your opinion?
There have been times when someone has a perfume that's so strong that it's like going to inside of my throat, and I'm like, okay, that's
like
a bit
affecting your health.
Yeah, like really.
You want to like choke on perfume, and I get
Yeah,
it.
and there's nothing I can do about it. Say if I'm in a room that I just have to be in and I can't leave, and
Yeah.
it's like suffocating. So I don't, reaction wise,
Yeah.
maybe become passive aggressive.
Would you think, just say hypothetically, if you were that kind of person, would you tell them off or say, yeah, look,
Leave the room.
get the fuck out?
Yeah.
Using all caps.
Oh no, that's not cool. Oh, unless it's an excited.
They're just like, imagine if it's like, hey, can you please pick up some milk from the shop on the way home?
No.
Storm, what
No.
if someone wrote that to you to say,
Yeah.
what would your response be?
I wouldn't respond.
Would you be like, yeah, go fuck
And
yourself?
I wouldn't do what they were asking.
Yeah.
No.
Would it warrant physical violence, that kind of thing?
Probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna send me all caps, then you want to fight, basically.
Ah, you think it's an aggressive?
That's to me. I'm like, okay,
it's initiating.
let's take it
something.
outside then.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I thought it would just be annoying to the point where you want to hit them, but I guess it could be read as an aggressive.
Yeah, I read that as aggression.
Yeah, an
Unless it's-
aggressive message.
If it's excitement, that's one thing, but if it's not, then that's aggression.
Okay, that's another. I never thought of it like that before, but anyway. All right.
Putting your bag down on a seat.
Oh, like on the bus.
On a bus.
Yeah.
Or public transport.
Level of annoyance is medium. I wouldn't say it's like I would be really
Oh,
pissed
this
off. You can't see properly, can you?
No. Do you want them back?
No, I'm just going to put. So I don't think it's like a high level of annoyance, but I think it's enough to be, pissed off. Response to that.
You're a first-class cunt.
Can I ask a follow-up question to this? Which is kind of on public transport, if there's lots of seats around, but someone comes and sits right next to you, like, how would you respond to that?
The only thing that bothers me about that one is the fact that I'm tall and I have to put my fucking legs to the tight space, and I kind of look at them like, can't you see that like I don't fit in these seats? It's like, just like let me turn and put my legs across the seat.
Yeah.
Because I don't have enough space. Like it's different if it's like peak hour and there's no seats. I have to kind of just like deal with it. But it's like just fuck off because like, my legs don't fit here. I know you're like most people have smaller legs than me. I'm taller than the average person, so it's like just look at the fact that like you can see that I'm squished into this seat.
Yeah. Well, what if people actually want to sit next to you because you're tall?
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. They're just like a fan.
Yes. No, still not acceptable. No. Yeah, no. I guess that's okay. That's an exception. Okay. Not standing to one side on an escalator.
That's annoying, especially when I just have to get somewhere on time. Just say excuse me, but yeah. I mean, what I'm thinking in my head, even though I'd say excuse me and be polite, it's like I'm thinking
rabbit punch in the back of the head.
I don't know about that, but kind of like, really? Like, you're really just gonna stand right in the middle, or two people just standing on it, so like no one can get past.
Yeah, it's just like they're the only ones that exist in the world.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like peak, especially when it's like peak hour. That's not okay.
Yeah, and then it's like the world doesn't revolve around you. And then it's like there was a guy one time and he was standing in the middle of escalator, and I kind of tried to walk past him. It was sort of around the COVID days, and as I kind of pushed past him a bit, kind of like abruptly, and he was like 1.5. He was like 1.5, mate, 1.5, because it wasn't a safe distance. You know? Yeah, lame. But he was blocking the escalator, so I mean,
You just push them over.
yeah. So I think a good move would be just to like shoulder barge, like in rugby, just out of the way. And just keep running.
You could do that. Like, I feel like for me, if it was a guy, I'd try and then I'd be the one.
Bounce back
Like-
down the escalator. It might be a sort of dangerous move, yes. Fair enough. I think that should be followed up by chasing the person and physically assaulting them. Violence is the key. Is the
Violence
answer.
seems to be the
Violence is
answer to a lot of these for
to
you.
everything. or no, it's just what I think about in my head. It's not that I would actually do it, but I kind of think, oh, if I ran up behind this person and like fly kicked them, they probably wouldn't do it again, would they?
They might.
You know, they'd think twice about it. So I don't know. No, it's all hypothetical. I would never do something like that.
Yeah. But I think for me, this one depends on who it is. Some people I would gladly like not even leave the door, like hold the door for them, just like. Oh, what about this? Finishing a food item and putting the container back in the fridge.
I think I'm guilty of doing this. So.
Wait. Let me get some clarification. So you finish the item and put the container back. Please explain.
I think it depends on what it is.
Okay.
No,
Does it?
No, I just feel like I've done it before. Like, it's not like it's a regular thing, but I just feel like I'm guilty of it.
But like, why?
I don't know. Maybe because I think it's not totally finished, and I feel bad. Like it's kind of like when there's a little bit of something left in the container, and you kind of go, maybe I could use it again. It's more of that than like.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? And
Okay.
not being completely empty. It's kind of a. But I think it probably. Yeah, if someone else did it, I don't know. I reckon I'd let them off.
Wow.
Yeah.
No physical violence for this one.
No, not for this one, because I think that they could be saving something in the container that I don't know about. It could be actually. It sounds weird, doesn't it? But I feel like I've thrown things out before, and there's actually been food left in them.
Yeah.
So I don't like wasting food. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Applying all. Okay, so you tell me
Yeah.
about this. Well, tell me your experience of this and how it annoys you.
Okay. There are some instances when a group gets an email and then someone replies thanks, but they reply all. That just drives me like nuts. It drives me nuts. I want to just find them and like.
Oh, so this one is worthy of physical violence.
Especially if they do it once, I'm like, okay, but then someone will send them an email, someone else will reply all and go, hey, just don't reply all. And then they keep doing it. I'm like, now you're just doing it on purpose.
Okay, so the next time that happens, in other words, you're going to jump in your car and
I will find you. I'll find you. That is so. What is why?
Strangulation.
Yeah, that one definitely.
Is that what it's?
Deserves physical violence.
Fair enough.
That really got me. Like,
Yeah,
really.
got you worked up, didn't it? I noticed that. Yes, just take a couple of deep breaths. Om Shanti Shanti. Are you okay?
No.
Still filled with rage?
There's one person that comes to my mind, and it just I'll find them.
You could use your goddess powers, divine powers, and strike them down with a bolt of lightning.
Yeah, teach them a lesson. Okay, putting something back on the wrong shelf at the grocery store. You've done it before.
Yes, I have.
I've done it.
Yes, okay, so next. I do it all the time.
Yes, talking at the movies.
Okay, this one is definitely worthy of at least verbal abuse to begin with. I've done it many a time. I was watching The Fall Guy recently, and there's all these teenagers in there, and they were just like carrying on and talking shit and filming the movie and putting it on Snapchat and all this bullshit. And I yelled at them. There was a group on one side and the other side, and I yelled at both of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's definitely worthy of that minimum. And then if it persists, physical violence. Possibly a 5-punch combination followed by a roundhouse kick to the head. No, I wouldn't actually do that. It's just something you think about, you fantasize about it briefly, and you go, oh, it's probably not a good idea. I probably shouldn't actually do that, but it just sort of pops into your head. Or just get them kicked out of the cinema. That's probably good enough.
Yeah, that works.
I think. Okay, so someone singing like out loud on the bus or in public in general.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? How annoying is that? Is it highly annoying or medium or?
I would say that's highly annoying, because it's usually someone who's not very good singer. So it's like, I had this one time I was on the bus and this person had headphones in and they started singing the song out loud, and I was like, well, what is happening right now? And there was another person who clocked it, and they kind of turned to me, and I was just like, don't look at me.
They were probably just mentally ill or something like that. I don't know,
like
or maybe they just have no
case,
shame. I don't know.
I mean, if that's the case, then that's a different story. But like,
it's hard to know sometimes. You kind of Yeah. Or some people just, yeah, they're just inconsiderate. So it's kind of, you don't know what's really going on sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you think it deserves any kind of violence or verbal abuse?
No, it doesn't deserve any kind of violence or anything.
Okay. Just maybe ripping the earphones out of their ears or something like that. Because sometimes, of course, they've got earphones in and then they can't. Sometimes they have earphones in and they don't know the volume.
Oh.
Oh no, you don't agree with that?
I mean, this person was singing pretty loud, like as in loud. Like there's one thing if you're just like
maybe they were drunk.
Sing it a little in the morning. Okay.
You never know.
I mean, they were vaping on the bus, so
yeah, they probably hadn't been to bed yet. They'd probably been out.
They were still, yeah. It's frustrating because I have to go to work or I have to go to school. I mean, or things that Storm does. And
yes, yeah. You like to keep in your Zen state.
I need to be mentally prepared for something, and it's just.
Because then you might open an email on your phone, and then whilst this guy's singing, and then it's like to all, and then you just like lose it and start like,
Yeah, fishing food out of your teeth.
Well, to be fair, even though it is annoying, I'd say it's mildly annoying because it's a bit disgusting putting your fingers in your mouth and anything like that. Like licking your fingers, that's 10 times worse, I think, when people do that. But fishing food out of your teeth, it's better than leaving the food in your teeth and being disgusting.
Is it?
And yeah, I'm okay. I was just like getting paranoid. I think I'm okay. Have I got anything in my...
No.
Okay. Good. But I think it's probably better than just leaving the food in there. Wouldn't you say? Would you just...
Just leave the food in there.
So if someone's talking to you and they've got bits of food stuck in their teeth, and they're just okay with it, and you're where they... Or they're like, excuse me, I'm just going to fish some food out of my teeth.
No,
yeah, it's
like,
pretty disgusting.
Yeah, like
either way.
Go do it, not...
Do it in private.
Don't do it like in front of this person you're talking to.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. I think it's medium level irritation.
Okay.
I would say it's I think it's worth verbal. I think it's worth a verbal. Not. I would say not verbal abuse, but some kind of verbal prompt.
Response.
Piss off and do it in the bathroom or something if you're in public. I don't know.
Yeah.
Eating loudly.
This is a big one. This is huge.
Worse in public too, I would say, or in a situation where you're, where you're not just at home in the comfort of your own dwelling and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Actually, this happened the other day on the bus. The person was behind me eating so loudly, I had to put my headphones on and like turn the music up because something about it that's just.
Because it's inconsiderate, isn't it? Because they're not thinking about, oh, I might be annoying someone right now and I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like their education, they haven't been brought up properly to think that that's a bad thing, so it's kind of like, I don't know, so they're like, oh, it's all right. Do you know what I mean? Do you think it's got something to do with that? Or, because I look at it like they're kind of a bad person if they do that because they haven't learned to be educated or polite.
Yeah, perhaps.
You know what I mean?
Perhaps.
Did you think it's lack of education, eating badly, or do you think it's just they're just enjoying their food and just and it's just annoying? Like, what do you think about that? People of the internet?
Yes. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't know if that's a lack of education or just someone being inconsiderate. Because who eats that loudly? I don't understand.
So
how
they
you
were
eat
sitting
that
behind you, or you were behind them?
Behind me. Yeah.
I think. Well, what do you think a worthy response is to that? Whether you would actually do it or not is another thing. But whether you would actually respond, or whether you would just put up with it. But what are you thinking in your head in that moment?
I mean, I'd want to respond, but I wouldn't even know what to say.
In my head, I'd be thinking, I want to physically attack them. That would be... It's not that I would actually do it, but I would have the thought come into my head, and then I would say, no, I'm civil, I don't do things like that. We live in a civil society, and we respect each other, and we don't hurt each other, and all that kind of stuff. But I would get a fantasy popping into my head of like turning around and punching the person in the face.
Yeah.
But I think worst case scenario, I would probably get up and just say, can you please stop chewing in my ear because it's fucking annoying. Maybe without the swearing, I'd probably just say, could you stop chewing in my ear?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think that's reasonable?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
But it's awkward to do that.
It's awkward. Like, what is the etiquette on a bus or public transport? It's like, can't really say to someone, yeah, because all these people are around as well, and it's like.
Well, what do you think about this one then? One day there was a lady on the back of the bus with her husband, I believe, and she was cutting her nails on the bus. Yes, unacceptable, right?
No.
And I don't, and it sounds horrible and bigoted to say this, but I think she was Chinese. I think they were a Chinese couple.
Yeah.
Because I was speaking Mandarin from memory. But one of the guys on the bus was kind of like being a little bit racist about it and saying, oh, you know, saying it was because of their nationality and blah, 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 that she was doing it. And I was just like, no, that wasn't necessary to make it about that. The fact that they're, you know, foreign, the Chinese, it was just a shit thing to do to cut your nails on the bus because it's unhygienic, isn't it? It's gross.
It is. But then what is how do people know what the bus etiquette is? Because is that just an unspoken thing of, well, you can't do that?
Do you think in other countries it's acceptable?
Perhaps.
Possibly. But I mean, it's still unhygienic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I didn't like the fact that he was kind of using it as an excuse. I didn't like that he was using it as an excuse to be like an asshole to them because of not speaking foreign language and all the rest of it. But yeah, I kind of agreed with him until he started going down that road, and then I was like, you're just trying to make a fight, you know?
Yeah.
Blocking the footpath to get a photo, like this. Look at this photo.
No.
What's your level of irritation there?
It's pretty high. Like, don't. Like, no. Like, don't block. Like,
In a public place.
no, like, especially when people on the footpath, don't block the way. Like, the other day there were two people just in the middle of the footpath, just standing having a conversation. Right in the middle of it, it's like, I shouldn't have to walk around you. Because, yeah. I mean, they could have moved. It's like, it's not like there isn't all this space around where you can stand.
Do you know what you could have done? You could have just done the whole rugby shoulder charge thing. Just pretended that you were in a rugby game, or, you know, like NFL, running along and you're just taking a pass and then just put the shoulder in. That'd fix the problem, at least.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah, and then they probably wouldn't do it again, would they? They'd probably think twice.
That's true. Yeah, maybe next time.
I mean, don't solve things with violence, people, but I'm just saying it's an idea. But you probably shouldn't do that. No, you probably get in a lot of trouble for that kind of thing.
Oh, texting while walking?
Yes, I've had that with other people walking along and they're just zoned out and they're on their phone. It's actually worse at the gym. This one is really bad at the gym. This is terrible etiquette where people walk around on their phones, glued to their phones, and they're not paying attention to their surroundings, and there's like equipment and it's dangerous, and that pisses me off. And when you're trying to ask people questions, oh, can I use that equipment, or are you finished, and they're just oblivious and they're just, you know, on their phone, they're sitting there like this, and you want to use what they're using, and they've been sitting there for like 20 minutes just on their phone, like in their own world. That's when it's annoying. That deserves maybe why are you smiling? What do you think I'm going to say?
I feel like you're going to say physical violence.
I think they should get their phone confiscated.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Not that you're allowed to just do that, but I think they should be banned from the gym. Or be warned, or they should get a warning. You know, if you're not paying attention, you could be physically hurt. I don't know if I'm explaining that properly.
No,
you get the idea. Okay. Like pushing in a line, or like a queue.
Yeah.
You know, so you're lining up for food, especially with something like food, because I love my food. So someone put it in front of me. Yes. What level of annoyance?
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. This one I definitely...
You definitely resort to violence.
No. Well, maybe
Possibly.
not the first time. Yeah.
You'd be thinking about it in your head, though. You'd be like, maybe, how could you deal with this?
Well, I don't know if it's had to come to like the violence, but it's a tap on the shoulder and like, excuse me, like, the line's back there.
You're way too civil.
I mean,
That's probably a good thing, though.
well, what would you do?
Yes, but I would be a bit more rude in that situation. I'd say like maybe some verbal abuse. Maybe, I don't know, you can probably guess. Get to the back of the line, you fuck with. I don't know. You can't just push in.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't know if I would actually say that, but you know, if I was pissed off enough, maybe.
Does it depend on who it is, or it doesn't matter? Because if it's like a really old person, or like a person who's a similar age, or like a kid.
I think it's just judging the circumstances. You just, yeah, it's all very relevant to the event, isn't it? So it's hard to kind of be able to judge that. A little kid doesn't know any better sometimes, maybe, or yeah, I suppose depending. Yeah,
Teach
maybe
that kid a lesson.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
for sure.
that's the time to learn. Bit of a not with violence, just
No.
we don't solve things with violence, as you've learned from this episode. It's all hypothetical.
What about that one? Not letting people off an elevator before you get on.
Not letting people off an elevator. Yeah, it's kind of like the bus as well. It happens the same sort of way. It's like, I think it's worse with the bus because it seems to be more common. Like, people, they just go straight on, and the people that are trying to get off and kind of get trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I would say, yeah, I would say pretty high irritation. How would that be dealt with? Just closing the door so they can't come on, and then driving the bus up a bit further and letting the people off, and then not letting those people come on. And just,
You drive the bus?
well, I would tell the bus driver, because I'm Thor, and he would definitely listen to what I had to say. I would say, look, just close the door, because these people are trying to just get on the bus really quickly and they're rude. And I'd say drive the bus up like, 20 meters, and just let the people off, provided it's not like in the middle of the road or something where it's dangerous, but just, and then just not let those people on, and then they can learn their lesson by missing the bus.
Okay. Does Thor ride the bus often?
Yes, because he likes to sort of assimilate and be part of, regular society. But then I have to wear disguises like,
Those glasses.
like yeah, that's why I put the glasses. like
They
Clark,
really changed.
like Clark Kent kind of stuff. Like I just go in and then people don't recognize me, and then I can get on the bus, and then if rude people try and get on the bus before people get off, I can just act like a regular guy. But then if I really have to, use my powers, then I can kind of go, look. You don't know who you're fucking with.
Interesting.
What do you think about popping chewing gum in public? Like,
No, that's not cool. That's another chewing thing, loudly kind of.
yeah, it's that along the lines of
Yeah, it's
chewing
similar
loudly.
lines.
Because that kind of person would be chewing loudly too if they were popping the
Yeah,
gum.
exactly.
For sure.
Do people still
In
do
public.
that? Like pop gum like that? I haven't.
I've heard it. Yes, I've heard it before. But believe it or not, there are these people in the world.
Wow.
It's pretty ridiculous, isn't it? I think that deserves what?
That deserves.
At least a shut the fuck up, don't do that, that's disgusting and annoying. Or if that doesn't work, a punch in the face.
Maybe tackle them.
Tackle
I
them?
would tackle them.
Okay, it's probably less injuring than a punch in the face, would you say? Depending on the surface. If it was like a softer surface, you could just tackle them to the ground,
Yeah.
give them a shock. Or you could do if it was concrete, you could do like a judo move or a suplex and just slam their head into the ground. Is that going too far? Yeah, it's too far. Okay. Keeping your phone's sound on.
You mean like when it rings, or?
It's just general sounds. Could be ringing, could be just sounds coming from the device, like alert sounds, or
Yeah.
they're doing, they're texting, or they could be playing a game, or they could be using social media or whatever.
Oh
There's
yeah, that's
things coming
annoying.
up.
Yeah, that's annoying. Because some people do scroll through TikTok or whatever, like with the sound on, like out loud.
You think it's what? Medium level of irritation? So
High.
not
That's high level.
Okay, like chewing level.
Yeah, that's in chewing territory for me.
Okay.
Especially if it's just like sounds of like phone ringing and messaging, that's fine, but like that's not too bad. But like if I can hear you scrolling through TikTok, no.
Does that deserve, you know, it could be a good solution for that?
What?
Taking their phone and smashing it.
Yeah,
Would
I
work
would
pretty
agree.
well. I think they would think twice about doing it again.
I agree.
There was someone on the bus. Yes, actually, I was on the B1 bus going to the city not long ago, and they were sitting a little bit behind me, and they were just going through like reels like that, like for the whole time. And I was just turning around, giving the guy death stares. Like I didn't say anything, but I was just like, I'm going to kill you, kind of look in my face. And he just didn't care. He was just inconsiderate. And there was another one where there's a guy and his girlfriend, and the girlfriend kept looking at reels, and they were loud, and she was commenting on them really loudly, going, "Oh my god, that's funny! Oh, that's so stupid!" And he was kind of like, yeah, and kind of just going along with it, but like a bit kind of like, "Oh, I don't do that," but didn't really stop her, you know. He was under the whip, I think, and yeah, she was just like, oh, that's so clever, oh, that's so funny, oh my god, and just commenting on the reels, and they were loud, and it was just like,
Yeah.
I just wanted the guy to say like, can you just stop, you know? But no, it didn't happen. It was like half an hour of this, and yeah, good times.
Yeah. The bus is an interesting place. Yeah.
A lot of strange people on buses. Yes. You can imagine all the times you encountered strange behaviour on a bus.
Like
You had
every
$1
day.
for every time.
Yeah.
You had a lot of money. You would be a millionaire. Okay.
I already am.
You would just have an extra million.
Yeah.
So that was episode 2 of ThunderStorm. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Yes.
Anything you want to add, Storm?
The views expressed in this video are hypothetical, and we don't condone violence.
Exactly. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I almost
Yeah.
forgot about it. Yes. Hypothetical. Don't assault people. Don't use physical violence. I know sometimes it comes into your head when you're annoyed, and you just have to breathe and just find your balance, find your center, and you'll be fine. Until next time, namaste.